Okay, so what I had in mind for this project was that as I listen to the train. Yes, thank you, train. I needed you to come right this minute. As soon as the train stops, honking at me, I will try to remember what my thought was. Okay. Well, what I had in mind for this project came to me as I was watching. Hey! So what I had in mind as I began this project was that as I was watching Alan Berliner's Nobody's Business for the first time, I kept imagining there's another train. What I imagined as I tried to begin this project was to try to encapsulate this idea I had as I watched Alan Berliner's Nobody's Business for the first time.
Now, Alan, before we go any further, let me tell you something. I'm just an ordinary guy who's led an ordinary life. I was in the Army, I got married, I raised a family, worked hard, I had my own business. That's all. That's nothing to make a picture about.
Thinking of my husband's grandmother, who is a self-professed family history fanatic, and imagining that she would have this huge reaction to Oscar Berliner's indifference toward his family history. I was imagining something very dramatic.
Solomon Isaac Berliner, your grandfather. What do you think about the way he looks?
He's like an old Jew. Hey, he looks like another Jew with a yarmulke. What else can I tell you? But I have no emotional response. It means nothing to me.
That's your grandfather.
You want me the truth from me or you don't want the truth?
I want the truth.
The truth is I don't care. It doesn't interest me.
Boy, he's gotta be woke up, hasn't he?
Yeah. I thought you'd have some things to say to him, except...
I think of, off and on, I thought of Brittany's husband.
Her hearing loss was severe enough that it impaired her ability to experience the film. I think her impairment in engaging with the film, I think it also has something to do with the space I had available to interview her in, because there were other people in it. In conversation, she can fake it pretty well, but I was asking fairly specific questions and she couldn't answer them if she didn't know what I was saying. And she tried a couple times, and I was amazed at how much her hearing impairment impaired my experiment. So why do you think he might have decided to make a film like this? You can't hear me. Just keep telling me what you thought of the movie.
I got a movie.
Well, tell me about this movie, what you thought.
I thought it was excellent.
What did you like?
I liked the son who was trying to make sense to the father or grandfather.
Oh, it's his dad, yeah.
And he just, I still think, because it brought it out several times, that he really did care. He really did care, but he didn't want, he's so stubborn, he didn't want to admit that he cared.
And other things went wrong. I think she was a little sad as she realized that my asking her to watch this film and interview her was going to make her miss the campfire going on in her backyard with my kids. And there was the part where, for the first half of the film, I'm trying to film her watching it, and my father-in-law is talking on the phone to someone in Argentina.
Okay, gracias y hasta luego. Ciao. That's one thing this phone does well. That's the only thing it does well, is I can call Argentina for 2 cents a minute.
That's pretty good. And there wasn't really another space for him to go to. It's not a lot of rooms in this house. He could have gone outside in the dark. That wouldn't have been very polite of me. So, lots of circumstantial havoc was wreaked upon my project. So ultimately what I am able to put together is a study in the irony of attempting to construct something and have it look spontaneous, because what happens spontaneously tends to be entropy and not anything that looks meaningful or created. Alright,
So you're doing a film for school.
I have to do a lot of films for school. This one has to be somehow reflexive, meaning that it's a film about watching film, or about what it means to watch a film, or about how we think about what we watch.
She's a smart gal right there.
Oh yeah, she's very smart. I've said that for many years.
There we have an increased appreciation for people who do manage to make spontaneous action look as though it's unfolding in an orderly manner that means something, because that requires a significant amount of intentional manipulation of material, whether during shooting or in post-production. And we will see what I'm able to do with this in post-production. We'll see if it means anything. Glass blowing.
Hmm.